Again, I'm here. I'm ecstatic to introduce Biju today here. He's a prominent member of our Toastmasters Club. As you know, he's the Sergeant at Arms. He's serving as Sergeant at Arms during this year. And the past years, he has served as President of the Toastmasters also. He was also instrumental in establishing this club. He's a very prominent member of our church as well. Biju came to US in the year 2000. He was educated in India from the College of Engineering, Thrissur, and he has been serving many organizations, and at this time he is working in New York, being the Senior Director for SiriusXM. He's a able speaker, very eloquent. We expect to hear from him today. His topic for today is Great Expectations. I welcome Biju.
Fellow Toastmasters, respected guests. In BC 326, Alexander the Great already had won major battles across the entire Macedonian Empire. He defeated the mighty Persians. He defeated all of them on the way to reach Indus Valley, where he had a fight with a small kingdom called Pauravas. Everyone expected Alexander to have an easy win, but the Pauravas were so hard that his army was devastated, and even though they finally won, the troops did not even want to continue building his empire. Alexander was supposed to be the empire of the whole world. That is where he started, and at 30 he had to go back with that tragic defeat. With that tragic experience. So when the Porus, the king of Pauravas, was brought in front of Alexander, Alexander asked him. Everybody expected Porus to be killed by Alexander, but Alexander asked him a question: "How do you want me to treat you?" And Porus replied, "Treat me as if you would treat yourself, but treat me as a king." Alexander was so happy with that response, so impressed with that response. Alexander offered him to be the governor of not just that kingdom of Pauravas, but also a lot of neighboring kingdoms. So the King Porus, being that valiant king and all, he had the courage to stand up in front of Alexander to say, "I need to be treated as a king." I need to tell you about another story. And this story is about a few years back when my daughter was nearing 12 years old. I told her one day, "I'll give you a surprise, I'll take you on a date, I'll take you to New York." So on her 12th birthday, she was ecstatic about her date with me, and so we went in the morning. We went to Rockefeller Center. We spent a couple of hours in the ice skating rink. She was teaching me how to skate. I was falling down. She was pulling me up. Finally, she, being the master and the teacher, helped me learn how to do ice skating. After ice skating, we went to the CBS tour. The CBS has a tour which shows around, and we saw how studios work and how news anchors was taking. We went to the Marriott. Marriott had a revolving restaurant at that point, so we had tea there. Then we had booked for a Broadway show. So Miss Saigon was running there. It was a fantastic show. There was helicopters going around and landing in front of the stage. She had a wonderful time. In the evening, we went to a fancy steakhouse. We ordered some nice dinner, and we went back home. My daughter was really happy for such a wonderful date, what she had when she was turning 12. What I was trying to teach her, not just give her a date, right, was trying to tell her something. All along the day, I was making sure that she was treated like a princess. I was opening the door for her, I was pulling the chair for her to sit, I was making sure I was talking to her, I was telling her she looked beautiful, like, you know, her dress was fantastic. So I was trying to make sure I teach her what should she expect on a date. There are a few women here today, so just, I know that we don't say this enough, but women these days are not just homemakers, but also breadwinners, right? Now equal in terms of building the family, right? On top of that, with their maternal instincts, they want to make sure that we are fed well, groomed well, taken care. The kids need to have good friends. They are studying well. There is a lot of things going in the brains of women every minute, right? So they are in due process. They become teachers, cooks, maids, servants, doctors, counselors, wife, mom. Like, you know, they wear different roles like we do in our Toastmasters. They wear different hats. So with all that stress on them, I believe that they should be treated well. So when my daughter, when she thinks of dating someone, she should look for someone who treats her as I showed her how a date should treat. That was my intention. Like, she should have great expectations, like King Porus, when she actually goes out and looks for someone. That's what I wanted to teach, and that's what I wanted to share today. Thank you.